everyone, it's Rhonda here from Nelson Soapery. It is an absolutely beautiful day in Melbourne considering it's autumn. We don't have any rain, so lovely today, and a little bit of sun is shining. So I thought that I would come back into my little studio here, and I'll actually show you what I'm doing today. So I'm actually going to be doing some beautiful little cupcakes, and they're going to be more of a modern cupcake in a really straight kind of cylinder. And then what I'm actually going to be doing is doing some gorgeous Russian piping on top with some leaves. So I'll show you exactly how I do it, and I thought you might be interested to come along and see exactly what I'm doing. So as you can see in here, at the moment I'm doing the first step of this. So what the first step is to basically create the bottom of my little cupcake kind of cylinders. And what we're going to do is, I was thinking of doing a purple. This is going to be the colors I'm going to be doing, a little bit of a drop swirl. So we might do a purple, this really beautiful yellow, and some pink. So that way these sort of colors will be really, really cute together. And because at the market, especially when I do my Mornington market, I have a number of ladies that continuously come back to see me. They're elderly ladies, but they actually like to buy all of my Russian piping little cupcakes and you know, just the little designs, because they always tell me that when they have a friend's birthday or a card night, they like to go and give one of these to their friends. They tell me all the time that their friends will not use it because it's just way too pretty. But I thought, you know what, let's make some for some lovely customers that support me and keep coming back. So anyway, all I'm going to be doing at the moment, as you can see, is I'm doing the heat transfer method here. So in my bucket, I'm using my standard recipe, which I will give you as well. And for those of you that do ask me about my piping, my recipe for my piping is pretty much the same as my normal recipe. The only difference is letting it set up. If I can give a bit of advice though with piping, it is actually better not to do the heat transfer method for piping, especially Russian piping. So to the side here, I do actually have some other lye that's cooled down, and I've popped in some titanium. That is going to be for the next step later on when I actually do the piping. But for now, I'm just really concentrating on the bottom of this as well. So for the bottom, like I said, you know, we're going to use the heat transfer method because all we want to do is fill up some of these. So I do have these. I've cut this one off the end, but I do have lots of these. And so all it is it's like a little cupcake one, but it's more of a cylinder one. So it's straight up and down, and it will make it look more modern. So the bottom, we want this to be nice and pretty and colorful. And then of course we'll add some purple, pink and yellow ones on top once we get to that stage. So like I said, for now we're going to be doing this. So I'm doing 1,000-gram recipe here in cold processed soap. So in my lye, just to let you know, I do have 275 grams of water. And then I have 135 grams of lye. But what I've actually done with my water content for this one is, in this bucket I only have 200 grams of water, of distilled water, for me to mix this first bit together. And then what I'm actually going to be doing once I get onto the next step is I'm going to be adding in some almond milk. So and for that extra 75 grams that I didn't add into the water, that one will be in my milk. But don't worry about writing it all down. I'll put it in the description, and I'll write it really clearly so that you'll know exactly what I'm doing with this next step. So like I said, I'm pretty much just going to be mixing this. Then I'll be adding in my oil. So I'll bring you back when I'm adding in my oils, and then we blend everything up and pop it into the trays for the first step. All right, everyone, we're back again. So in my container here, I do have my liquid oils as well. And like I said, don't worry, I will definitely leave that down in the description box. So, and a little bit of titanium dioxide, and I do have 1 tablespoon of sodium lactate. So all I'm going to be doing is literally blending this up. And then once I finish blending this one up, I'm going to be adding in my colors. So, and do remember as well, as I said before, so this is going to be 75 grams of my almond milk as well. I just use a long life almond milk. You can get it from anywhere. And then I'm just going to be tipping it in now. We'll blend all this together, and I'll bring you back in a moment. Because you don't want to hear this blender, I'll actually silence that so you don't hear that. And like I said, then we'll come and add all these bits in. So I've given it a quick mix here, and then what I'm going to do is just separate this into a couple more containers, because do remember we need to add the pinks and the purples, but my main color in here is going to be this really beautiful yellow. I don't usually do a lot of yellow soaps because yellows do have that tendency to morph. When I say morph, it just means that they'll kind of go orange, but then they go back yellow again, so they're always fine. It's just, you know, it's very annoying really when it does it, when I'm trying to show you guys colors. But anyway, that's just the way it is, isn't it? But if I want yellow, I just have to suck it up and do it. But if you're blending, the main advice I can give you is try not to sort of blend too much at the start, because then you can blend the colors and you don't need to pre-mix. But if I had this too thick, I definitely couldn't do it the other way around. Now, when we're talking about morphing, can you see that color? What a yucky mustard it is, but this will turn back to this beautiful petal yellow. So I'm going to just pop that aside. We'll just leave this for a minute, and then we're going to be doing the other colors. We'll add in this beautiful pink as well. I have lots of the same pink for any of you that are wondering why I keep opening new pink ones. I probably have 6 containers of the same pink because I bought this one in bulk. But anyway, we'll add in this pink as well. Make sure you don't do what I do. Make sure you put the lids on. Number of times I've forgotten the lids and it's been absolute disaster. I've dropped mica all over the place. So we'll blend this one up. And that one is definitely ready. Let's do the next. So we'll get the purple ready. These ones as well, they're all from Sud Off Australia. Most of you that know me would know I use most of their micas. I never used to, but then I found them and they're really amazing. So yeah, and a nice little Aussie company, you know. All right, so that one is definitely ready. So we will just clean this off. And as you know, I say this all the time, I'm such a messy soaper. And you know, I've seen lots of other soapers say, oh, be a clean soaper. But you know, who cares? It doesn't matter. Like, we're going to all clean this up at the end anyway, aren't we? So it really doesn't matter. I just think, you know, have fun and, you know, don't panic too much. If you get a little bit of mess, we can always clean that up later. I mean, look, I do try and clean up as we go along, but, you know, seriously, don't stress too much. And these little wipes are my best friend. I actually use these little coconut wipes. So they just come in little containers. I do try and use things that I can reuse, but sometimes for this, you can't just be spraying water on everything, because once water gets in, then it can contaminate things. So yeah, you do have to be a little bit careful. But anyway, like we said, we've got our 3 colors. So we've got our beautiful purple, the lovely pink, and then of course the yellow. So I'm going to just get a spatula for each one. We'll mix them all in and then pour them in the containers. All right, so we'll just make sure that we loosen it all up. And because I'm doing the heat transfer method, you definitely can't leave this. So all we're going to be doing, as I said before, is we're just going to be pouring it in here. So I'm literally just going to keep pouring in little sections until I have the amount that I want. And now I will pour some of this. I just give it a bit of a shake like that, and then it mixes the colours up. And so all I do is, you've probably seen I swirled this around in my hand like in circles, and then it will literally allow the colours to come out. So if you can see that, it's allowing all these bright colours to come out. And I just pour the first bit in each one because the yellow will be stuck underneath. So that way we can pour back in the top of these ones. And you can see it is thickening up because it is the heat transfer method. It is definitely a lot different using this method compared to if it wasn't the heat transfer method. But you know, don't panic, just keep popping it in. It's usually fine because I'm not doing anything too overly special with this as well. So this one, it will be fine. And we'll put a bit more of this colour in, won't we? And give it a bit of a, just give it a bit of a turn over. And I'm going to just see how many I can get out of this, and then I will actually come back later and we will actually, I'll let this set up actually just for a little bit. And if you're wondering and you're new at soap making why I'm shaking it, it's to get the air bubbles out. Because we don't want to have big air bubbles in all of these, because then it will make it look really ugly. So we want it to look beautiful and of course pretty as anything. So try and get your air bubbles out and just don't sort of mix too vigorously, because if you do that, it can just make it look a little ugly. And it can definitely bring all the air bubbles. So I'm just going to pop in all these colours, and as I showed before, I'll give it a quick stir again. And when I say stir, it's more like when you're folding a cake, you just kind of fold it over. In saying that, everybody, I have to say something. I've had so many people say to me, oh, you'd be an amazing cake maker. Can I tell you something? No, I'm hopeless. I can make a basic cake. I definitely cannot, 100% cannot make a real fancy cake. My oldest daughter, Abby, is absolutely amazing at making cakes. She is the designated birthday cake maker in our house. Anytime there's a party or anything, she does it. She even makes sort of wedding type cakes. She's made a few wedding and engagement cakes for her friends. She doesn't sell them because she's a nurse. She just, like, you know, kind of makes them. But anyway, I thought I would actually say that because the amount of people that have said, oh my God, you'd be so good. Yeah, no, 100% no good. I'm actually, I can tell you without a doubt, I am definitely no cake maker. That is for sure. So yeah, so as you can see, these are going to look so cute. I mean, the colours are just really, really nice. And then all I'm going to do, if you kind of made a little bit of a boo-boo and it's not perfect like me, all you're going to do is in the end, I just get the spatula and kind of go over them, because we really want them to be flat so that we can do the piping on them anyway. This little one that's not totally full, that will end up probably, if I can't fill it up, it will end up being a sample. So if I can show you, I don't know whether you can see that little bubble here. Where is it? Here. That is why you, that's definitely why you tap it down, because that air bubble came up. If I didn't do that, it would be a really ugly bump just sitting on top or on the bottom. So yeah, definitely do that if you can. Like I said, try and shake them all the time. And I'm making a big mess here, but that's okay. And you know, look, that's what I'm saying too. Don't be sort of too stressed at this stage of it looking messy, because it's going to come beautiful in the end. It will end up being the beautiful butterfly, you know, about all the stories, and the beautiful butterfly in the end. That's what it's going to be. But at the start, sometimes, you know, it's not going to be perfect, is it? But you're not going to see these tops. They're going to be covered anyway with the leaves and the flowers. So anyway, ladies and gents, I will come back to the next step, and then we will do the amazing Russian flowers and of course the leaves on top. but I'm sure you can tell. Look how colourful and beautiful these look. I'll see if I can give you a closer look. And I mean, look how pretty they are. But like I said, we will come back to the next step. All right, I'm back again. I thought before I actually do my next mixture up, which is going to be for the roses to pop on the top of these little ones that we can see here that we made before, we just let them sit a bit longer. I thought I'd show you exactly how I get all of mine. So this is how I actually get all my piping bags. They come on a big roll like this. I'll see if I can find the link to leave it for you. I'm sure on Amazon they probably have this, but I actually get this from My Dream Cakes in Melbourne, Australia. So they have a few different stores, but anyway, that's where I get mine, and they're in Pakenham, which is on the southeast of Victoria. But you know, you can also order anywhere in Australia, and if you're overseas, I'll see if I can find a link to pop in for something similar as well. These are the bigger ones, so I'll open them up, and if you can see, they just come on a big sheet, and then all you do is pull them off. So they've just got, you know, like your little tabs, so just pop them off, and then this is the size. I do have a smaller size as well, but honestly, you need this bigger size when you're doing this, because you know your piping tip's going to come to here, and you don't want your mixture to come to any more than that, because you want to be able to twist this at the end so it doesn't come out. Another tip that you can do once you've got your mixture in, you can actually get a lacquer band and put it there so it doesn't start coming out the end, which I've seen lots of people do. I've never done it before, but anyway, that's what we can do. So we need 3, because we're going to be doing a yellow one, a pink one, and a purple one. I was thinking of adding all the colours together to make a multicolored rose, but then I decided no, I think it would look much nicer like this. And I will actually need my smaller one because I'll be doing a little bit in green. So let me get the third bag. So this is the third one. So this is what it looks like if you want to get the smaller ones. And as I always say, if you can afford to, definitely try and get them in bigger lots, like at least 100, because buying 1 or 2, they're really expensive doing it that way. Even though these are disposable, I do rewash these and then sanitize them and use them again, because you can use them more than once. Usually, honestly, I'll probably use them at least 10 times each. And that way you'll save a lot of money as well. So, but this is the tiny baby one, and we only need a small amount for the leaves that we're going to do. So we'll pop that aside, and I will get a different mica, which I'll show you after. Of course, we need a pair of good scissors to cut them at the end. And then I do actually have these particular ones here. So these are the ones that I'm going to be using. This is my favorite one. This is actually a rose, which is a really, really lovely one. I'm not sure of the actual code, to be really honest. I don't think they have them in them, but I actually bought these in a set. I think there's a set of 4 for $19.95. And once again, these are at My Dream Cakes. There's another store in Australia that also does them called Paradise Cakes, and that's online. So you can find them online as well. This one's kind of like a tulip one, which I really do like. And this one looks really, really beautiful in a bold color. So we might actually do this one in the purple, because that's a really beautiful bold color. And then this one here, I'm not kind of sure what flower it is, but to me it sort of reminds me, I guess, of a dahlia, you know, because it has lots and lots of petals. But anyway, and then it does have like the little seedling bits. The little circles in the middle do like a seedling bit, which look really pretty as well. So for anyone that hasn't ever done Russian piping, I will tell you the technique does take time. It really does take time and practice. So if you're a bit worried to start with, practice on a piece of paper so you're not ruining the soap. So once you've practiced on the paper and you're really happy with it, then just continue. So what we're going to do for here is, like I said, we've got the bags all organized. We're just going to put these in. I don't actually use, you know, like some people use a tip that you can undo at the end and then pop a new one on. I never do that. I just like them like this. So we're going to pop it in there and then just basically do the end. We know that that's, we need a little bit more plastic cut off. So then just pull it back and cut a tiny bit more off. and then pop it through. So you sort of want the plastic to come to about here, to halfway, quarter to halfway. And then when you're putting the pressure on this, it's still not going to come off. Some people put sticky tape around here. I don't, because once you've got the pressure of all of the mixture inside it, you really don't need it. And then my advice is to get like even a plastic container, an old cup. The one thing that I have to say is when you're using cups, if you're working from home, not this like an actual mug or a cup, sometimes children will actually take the mug or cup because it looks like a cup. So my suggestion honestly is do not use a cup if you're working at home where there's other people living there, because they can easily get the cup and then they've got a poisonous solution in there, which obviously is soap that is not cured. So my honest advice is to try and use a container that doesn't look like a cup. Like you can see, this is just a container. But yeah, that is definitely my advice. So another trick is if you get this and just twist to the end here, and then what you're going to do is sit it in the cup like this, or in your container I should say, like that, because that way even no matter how liquidy it is, it's not going to fall out because it's sticking up in the air. And then just, you know, pull this kind of bit back, just push it all in there and pull this bit back, and then, you know, you've got this big open piece here to put all the mixture in, and then you can build it up as you go along. So we've done the first one here. So I'll just continue and show you exactly what I'm going to be doing. And like I said, just add each of your little tips into here, and just, you know, cut off the end. And just cut a little bit at a time, because that way if it doesn't fit, like this one's not perfect, it's fine. We can just snip a little bit more off, but it's better to cut less than more, because if you do too much, then you've ruined the whole bag. You know, because you don't want the tip to be right, the plastic to be right at the end up here, because it will fall off with the pressure of pushing. Because when you actually do Russian piping, you do need to have the pressure. That's what actually gives it the piping. So literally when you're holding your bag, pretend we have the mixture in it, you're going to like literally hold it upwards, squeeze it, push it down, and then release. So that's literally what you're doing for Russian piping. When I first started, I actually could not find a video that talked about releasing and, you know, when to actually push and when not to push. And that is the whole trick with Russian piping. Piping soap is different with Russian piping than piping buttercream. Buttercream, I did it, found it so easy. But this one took me a bit of time. So I've probably been doing this well over a year now. Just for Russian piping, I mean. But yeah, so... And I actually did meet a chef at one of the shops I was talking to, and he said he's never been able to do Russian piping. So it isn't easy for anyone that's wondering if it's easy or not. So anyway, we do have our 3 containers here. Once I do the mixture, I'll mix it all up, and then I'll bring you back and we'll pop it into each of these. And of course we do have, like I said, a little baby one, so I'll get an extra container for this one and put a tip on the end, and I'm just going to be using a leaf tip at the end, and then we'll get started. So how much fun. I can't wait to do this one. As many of you know, I absolutely love Russian piping, and it does look amazing, and it definitely is a really big seller for me. Now, the other thing that I have to tell you as well, definitely don't leave these overnight with Russian piping. The thing with Russian piping is when you're pushing it down, the actual, the amount that you're going to be pushing out, which will create your flower, needs to stick to something. That's what actually creates Russian piping. So it needs to stick to this. If this is hard, you need to spray it, or you're going to need to do something, give it a wipe over with extra soap or something so it will stick properly. Otherwise it can literally just come off, or it won't work properly. So anyway, like I said, that's my tip for today. And from now we'll get ready and start the next bit. All right everyone, I'm back. So we're going to be starting with the purple, which I have lavender in. Then we do have the pink here, and I have a daisy berry in this one. These ones have set up really hard. If you can see, it's quite hard on here. And the yellow one is really quite loose. So that the time I finish this one, that one will be fine. And then of course I have the green in here, and the green is going to be for my leaves. So let's get started. So the best way to start is always to push a little bit out, so you can see I've pushed this bit out, and then always start in the middle. Remember, if you make a mistake, just wipe it off. It's no big deal. So we will start with, how about we start this baby one so I can show you. So make sure the bag is up in the air, and you're literally just going to be pushing and release. So if you can see that, it's a perfect flower in the middle, and then all you're going to be doing is going around the outside. But I can see now that these ones are really tiny, so I'm not going to be able to go around the outside. Usually I do 1 and 4, so I'm going to have to scrape that off and start again. So you can scrape it off with a ruler, a knife, anything like that, and literally you're just stuck with that. So with these ones, because they're smaller, we're just going to be doing 3. So just make sure you've got enough room. And if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter, because we do have the leaves to fill in the gaps. So look how cute that is. So that is that one. So we've got 3 colors. So I might try and do 4 of each, I guess. And like I said, just keep going and don't panic. You can't make a mistake, really. But because these are smaller, we sort of want 3 to be close together. So I'll see if I can get a little closer to get you to show you. I'm just going to move this down so you guys can see a little bit better. And then hopefully you can see really well with what I'm doing. And just remember to push and then release. So if you can see, all the pressure is at the bottom until they're filled up, and then I release, and try and get them a similar size as well. If you want, you could do a few different ones in different colors on the same. They don't have to all be the same, but because I have different scents, for me to be able to put it on my website, it's definitely better. You can actually, like this one, I've got a couple different heights. It doesn't really matter. And if you can see on my bag, I've literally pushed it all up. And usually when I do these, I do a test on the bench before I start, but they look pretty all right. If they're not, I can scrape it off. Then this is the rose, so we will start on the rose. So the same thing, you're just going to literally push and release on each one. And you want them to sit together so it does look like a little flower. And if you can see the rose, look how cute that is. And you can see that I've got different heights in mine, but you know, keep them the same if you want, or keep them different, it doesn't matter. I mean, look, I'm not that fussy, to be honest. And all my clients want, every customer I see, they just want a real pretty little flower. So there's no, so you know, don't kind of worry too much. And if you have extra left over, pipe some on a piece of paper, so then you can just pop it straight onto a soap, which is what I'm going to do today, because I know that I'll have lots left over. So you can see these ones, but when I've finished, I'm actually going to give you a close-up and show you. So we do have quite a few, don't we? So let me do a couple more in each on here. And I hope I have inspired you guys to try and do this for yourself, because it does look so pretty, and it's easier than hand piping, you know, your rose with bits of paper and everything else. So if you can do this, it definitely cuts down your time as well. So I've done a few in this, so let me just do another one in the purple. And you can probably see how thick my mixture is. It's really super thick. So yeah, and can you see how this one kind of went a bit funny? We'll just push its little leaf back up. And like I said, once we start to get the green in, then we'll have no issues at all. And so then with the green, I've just got a tiny little tip. This isn't the tip that I really like, to be really honest with you. There's another one, but I've lost it, and it's very sad. I can't find it. But anyway, so we're stuck with this one for now. So, but it will still look gorgeous. I mean, it's just you know, like I said, you just get used to something, don't you? It's something you like. But I'm going to have a bit of a practice off screen. So all we're going to be doing is literally grabbing this and just sort of pulling it out in here. And it, like I said, honestly, it doesn't need to be perfect. So this is pretty much all we're going to do. Just sort of, you know, pull your little leaf however you want it to sit and fill in the gaps. And like, yeah, it doesn't need to be perfect, but I can see that this green is definitely not set up. So I'm definitely going to be leaving it and coming back in a moment, but I'll just finish this one just so you can kind of get what I see. And then you can go in the center as well if you want, because really, like a flower would have it in the center and around the edges as well. But look how cute that looks, so if you can see that one there. And I will of course show you guys later. So we're going to leave those ones there. I'll see if my yellow is set up. It's looking a lot better. And you'll be able to see here what I actually do. So all I do with mine is I literally pop it down like this, and I'll get my trusty ruler. And you're just going to get your ruler and literally just push all of the icing back into the bag. So if there's any sticking out, because I made a mess on this one, and then just, you know, push it like this, just so that you don't have much coming out of the ends. And then I'm just going to pop it all down. And this yellow will go bright yellow, but as I said earlier, yellow is always morph. It's just the way it is. So you can see it's all in the bag now. And I will have a practice. Like I said, I always practice on the bench, and I can see that's not ready. Can you see how that kind of flipped a bit? It's not very good. So we will scrape that off. And like I said, we will do the yellow in a bit of time. But for now, we're just going to leave these ones, and I'll bring you back in just a moment. All right, as I said before, you can see I've got some paper down here now, and all I'm going to be doing is literally just piping on here, because that way I can use these for a future soap. And like I said, just literally you're just going to be your pressure and release each time. So don't throw out your mixture. You know, you'll be able to do this, and then next time you'll thank yourself, because you will know that you'll easily be able to make something gorgeous, and you won't need to worry about it. So I'm literally going to keep going with these, piping these all along, and like I said, and then next time I have these gorgeous roses for my next soap. And then of course I'll have them in this as well, so that way you can do a multicolored one as well. And I can see that this purple one is really set up. Sometimes you do have to give a lot of pressure to get these out of the bags. So with the purple one, I'm using English Lavender from Pure Candle Supplies. With the yellow, I am using Birds of Paradise, and that's from Aussie Candles. And the pink one, I'm actually using Pink Daisy Gojo, and that is actually from Pure Candle Supplies as well, in case you want to know the scents that I'm using today. The purple one sets up fast, so you need to move fast with purple. The pink berry gojo, that one's actually amazing. That is perfect for what we're doing from Pure Candle Supplies. And also, and these ones don't discolor as well, just to let you know as well. They definitely don't discolor. And the yellow one, which is the Birds of Paradise, it's probably one of my most favorite scents. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's very close. I sell a lot of that one in bath bombs, and it's really popular every time I sell it. So as I said, I'm just going to keep going and make these. But when you do this as well, you can see it kind of pulls from the paper. So do have it underneath. I've got the tray sitting on it to kind of hold the paper down for me, or else sticky tape it to your table. Because the weight of these, because they are weighty, because like you can see, I'm really forcing this out of the bag. So you do need something to hold it. Because the whole idea of getting these is it literally has to stick to a surface. And as you can see, I've got lots and lots of mixture, haven't I? I've got so much, but that's okay. these will come in handy, that's for sure. Don't be discouraged either if you find it really hard, because like I said, it did take me a really long time to be able to do this. Like, there has been a lot of practice, a lot of tears, and a lot of flowers thrown in the bin, me you know, doing this bit. So I'm just going to pop this down to try and hold the paper, because it is pulling the paper a bit. And if it pulls the paper, honestly, it will just ruin the flower. So you do need something that's a bit kind of weighty. So I might just pop this in the corner to hold it there. And if you have any left and you don't want to keep making flowers, you could also use this for soap dough as well. I have heaps of soap dough set aside, but I'm probably going to stop in a minute. That one I ruined, didn't I? Yeah, I'll probably stop in a minute, and then I'll keep the rest in this piping bag and just leave it for a week, and then that will be some soap dough that I'll make something with next time. And I'll give you the links for all the colours and stuff I've used as well. But look how pretty these are. So they're going to look so lovely on another soap. So I might just keep these ones sitting here for later. And we will have a go again at the yellow. It's not feeling that it's thick enough yet, but it may be sometimes. And if it's not thick enough, basically the petals will just fall. So this one looks like it's okay at the moment. I'll just do a few more. No, it's still a little bit not perfect. So I'm just going to wait for that, and I'll bring you back in a moment. All right, we're back again, everybody. So just to the side here, I'm just going to see if this yellow one is going to work. And yeah, it looks absolutely beautiful. So it's ready. So with this, you need to be patient. That's the thing. Don't just go and do it if it's not ready. So if you can see the little yellow ones. So we will get going, and we will do all these last little few with the yellow. And then I will show you putting all the leaves on. And I'm sure you're going to see how gorgeous it's going to look. Like I said, if you had a bigger cupcake tray, you could actually, you know, put 5 of them or something, which I usually do if I do a big one. But I decided to use these trays instead this time, because I actually really thought they were pretty. All right, so you can see those little yellow ones. And so now I will actually bring this, let me see if I can just bring you a bit closer. And I'm going to we're going to do the green. So I've swapped it, and actually I finally found the end of the tip of the green of my favorite one that I said that I really, really do like. So let me just push it down. And I will just do a little tester on my bench. Okay, so all we're going to do now, if you can see here, I'll try and do it for the camera, so hopefully it works because I'm doing it backwards. And then that's all we're going to be doing. And you know, you can put a little bit in the middle if you want to just put a little leaf, or a little bit around the outside. And this one's a really cute leaf because it kind of has the vine in the bottom. So I'll show you how much nicer this leaf is, if you can see that. I will give you a close-up afterwards as well, but it's a much, much prettier leaf. So we're going to get going, and we'll do all these ones here. And yeah, and then of course, you know, you do need to let these dry. So I'm always impatient, and I kind of go, oh, look how exciting this is. They look so pretty. I want to take them out. And then my daughter always says, no, Mum, wait till tomorrow. So she's always she bosses me around. So, but she's right, because, you know, if you take them out too early, then you'll be all disappointed and you'll get really upset. So yeah, so just let them, you know, let them sit here for 24 hours and then take them out. I've also added, I think I said in the video earlier, but I've also added sodium lactate, which just helps them release better from the containers as well. So yeah, if you can definitely do something like that, like add that. I really do advise that you add sodium lactate. It just helps them release from the mold better, and because it has the natural salt element in it, it's definitely better. It will harden the bar just a little bit as well, but only use 1% of sodium lactate. If you add more than that, what it can actually do is make it brittle, so and sort of make it crumbly, like a crumbly bar, so you definitely don't want that. So yeah, so that's what I would suggest. Like I said, you know, just use a little bit of sodium. And then at the end, what I usually do with these, which I'll do in a second and I'll show you, let me just pipe my last little bit on there. So what I'll actually do is I get this biodegradable glitter. It's like a multi-white, and it is definitely my favorite one, but you can also spray it with a little bit of gold. So how about we'll do 2 different ones, because they are different. So this is my absolute favorite biodegradable glitter. If you can kind of see it speckling on the top there. So we might actually just, the pink ones we'll do in this biodegradable bit. And then in here I just have some gold mica, and because these ones are this yellowy kind of goldy colour, we will just spray these ones with a tiny little bit. Don't spray heaps, just a little bit, you know, just to kind of give that fleck of what we want it to see. And then the purple ones, we might just leave them without anything. Like, I don't know, I'll think about it. I always change my mind, but anyway, and so you'll be able to see, if you can see the little glitter that I've popped on those ones at the front, how cute they look. And yeah, so it's definitely nice if you can do a few colours, like I said, just to, you know, because somebody might not like purple, they might not like pink. This would just give them kind of a little look. These would be amazing for like a Christmas gift for a mum, a friend that just loves gardening as well, or, you know, even Mother's Day. I mean, this would be a great Mother's Day gift. I didn't do it on Mother's Day, but it would be a really good one as well. Also, if you have any green left, make some leaves on the sheet as well, so then your next soap, you know, that you're going to know that it's all going to be ready. And you can see I'm just pushing basically all of the soap mixture to the top of it as well. And now we just have this one here. So the same thing, as I said before, I'm going to do it. And I do have this little one, so let me see if I can show you super duper close. So we've got our little bit here, and so then of course we do have our little tip here. And so all we're going to do, I can't actually see what I'm doing at the moment, to be honest, so let's hope this is good. And if you can see how I've made that look, like, look how cute that looks. You can see how the little leaf is just sticking up in the air, and just turn it around and do the next bit. And just let the leaf naturally fall over. So if you can see how cute that looks. And just in the top, we can just do one hanging over, because they're going to be hanging over, aren't they? And look how cute that one looks. Like, this is I think this one might be called the tulip. I can't remember. But it doesn't really matter, does it? But look how lovely that looks. You could keep going around the outside, but I usually don't, because you don't want too much green. It can look a bit daggy if there's too much green. So, but yeah, as you can see with that one, hopefully I gave you a good close-up with that one. But like I said, we're going to keep going with these. And then at the end, I will actually bring you, so I can show you nice and close what they all look like. And then, of course, I will bring back the last shots tomorrow once I've actually done them all up. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. And if you've made it this far, it means you must really love my videos. And, of course, I am extremely grateful for you watching me and supporting me. Like, every time you watch my video, it's just really lovely, you know, because it really does help me. I've decided that I definitely won't be doing like a Patreon or anything like that I see lots of people doing. I won't be doing that. I actually like to give you my videos for free, and I like to give you my recipes for free. That's just what I personally like to do. Like, everyone's a little different what they like to do. But anyway, I hope that, you know, you do really get something out of my videos, and I'm helping you in your way of soap making and bath bomb making and creating these fantastical kind of things. Anyway, give me a thumbs up if you would like, and of course I will see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. See you next time. Stay safe too. Bye. Hey everyone, I'm back again. So today is the next day, so I've waited all night for these to be dry and ready to go. So what I'm going to do is just take these off here, and I'll show you how easy they are. So all I do is I just have my little trays here. I buy these trays from my local supermarket. I think they cost about $3 each. They're really cheap. And then all we're going to do is, you can see how easy that comes off. So this is literally all I do, is just pull them off here, and I line them on this tray. If I'm going to put them on a soap, you could put them on straight away on, you know, if you're going to decorate the top of your soap, but for me, I don't. I usually just leave them just to let them get a little bit harder. Sometimes you'll have one like this one that was, that broke a tiny bit, but don't worry about that. But generally, they all just come off really simple and nice and easy. And yeah, and I mean, as you can see, look how easy these come off. And then you can see this one here, I've just put a bit of sprinkle on that one there. And to the side here, I have my little yellow ones, so you can see how cute these ones look as well. They do have a tiny, tiny weeny bit of gold mica that I sprayed on them, but you can't really see it too well. But that's all right, it doesn't really matter, does it? So we'll pop all of these on the tray, and then I will come back and we will actually undo the next bit, which of course are going to be these little darlings. So we'll undo those in a minute. So you've seen me undo these. I'll get going and pop all these on the tray, and then I'll come back. All right, everyone, I'm back again. So I thought I would give you a bit of a close-up look at how beautiful these ones look. So this is all of these on the tray now that we did yesterday. And look how stunning they look, just beautiful. So we'll pop those aside, and now we are going to be doing these little darlings. So they're nice and hard. I can feel that they're nice and hard, and all we're going to be doing is just pulling them apart a little bit at the side. So just sort of stretch this and then push it from your finger upwards to get them out. And look how gorgeous they are. They're really nice and just have a beautiful swirl. And then they have these gorgeous colors on them. So we will undo them all so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. And like I said, we'll just undo them all. So how about we'll just do all the pink ones together first. I mean, look at those beautiful, beautiful patterns. It looks so nice. Can you see these little holes? These are from the air bubbles. It doesn't matter, they still look beautiful, but that's what I was talking about yesterday, about making sure we try and do as much as we can to get them all out. And all of them will be a little different because they've all got different colors and swirls in them, of course. And now this is the purple one, so we'll get these ones out. And look how stunning these look, just so beautiful. So I'm sure somebody would absolutely love these for a gift, and they just smell so divine. So because some people don't want a lot of scent, I didn't add scent to the bottom. I've only added it to the top where they can smell. If it's a really light scent, you can add it to the whole thing. You can definitely add it to everything, but I just chose not to. So look how pretty these swirls are. I'll get you up nice and close. And it almost looks like a mould one, and that's why I do a swirl when I'm holding, you know, you would have seen me hold the mixture in my hand, and then I just sort of do this and swirl it. And it just does that swirl, so you don't need to do anything else but that. And of course we have this tray here, so we do have some more. And these are our sweet yellow ones. Like, look how cute they look. And if you can see these leaves, this is a really nice leaf. I'll see if I can actually find you know, the exact number for that leaf tip, because I know people are going to ask me all about it. And then of course these ones will need to cure 4 to 6 weeks, but I'm sure you can agree, look how stunning they are. I mean, look at that one. That one is really, really pretty. Anyway, hopefully I have inspired you to make some beautiful Russian piping, because I'm sure that you can agree these are so worth all the effort and they just look stunning. So get making, everyone, and get practicing. So you can even just start with one. If you haven't ever done Russian piping, I suggest you start with the rose. The rose, which is this one here, is definitely the easiest one to do. So yeah, definitely start with that one first. These ones, the sides sort of flip out, so you do have to do a lot of practice for those ones. But as you can see, these all look amazing. Thanks so much, everybody, for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.